betrayed him. He still pictures her as you were part of
the pimp. I call him the pimp.
It's in a book that can be stolen, a book that can be cracked open in someone else. But Professor Tatuba does try to clarify when Malik goes back to the past.
Welcome back to the Key and J Book Podcast. I'm your co-host Jay, along with my co-host Key, and today we're doing our 2025 reading wrap up, our top 5 books that we've read for the year of 2025. It doesn't matter if it's romance, suspense, urban fiction, non-fiction, boo, all them self-help books. Don't really care about those books, but these are going to be our top 5 books, and we're going to start with Key. Go ahead. What is your first book in the top 5 books of 2025?
Okay, so one of the top 5 books for my 2025 is an urban fiction book by the name of Loving Me Enough. It's by author VVD. This is the first book in a series. VVD is an indie author. It's very, very important for me to support these authors, especially when they're Blacks. Power to my people. Anyway, synopsis. If you've read the book Demon's Dream and you like Diana, she's one of the characters, you would absolutely love Loving Me Enough. It's about our FMC who goes to college. She finds herself stuck in kind of a love triangle between 2 young men, and she has to decide which one she wants to start a relationship with. This woman is strong. She's super smart. She is resilient. And she's also someone that I looked up to, even though she's only in college, because she don't let men play with her. Okay. I rated this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I read it in about 7 hours straight. The most important part of this book that I absolutely love was the smut. Okay. VVD writes really, really good smut. Like, I had to go back and reread it a couple times. So that is why it was my favorite urban romance pick of 2025.
All right. Well, my first one, I am going to go with one that we talked about when we had a chance to interview him, Ladarion Williams, Bones at the Crossroads. I really love Blood at the Root. So the follow-up for Bones at the Crossroads, I knew follow Malik as he goes to Cayman University, and his mother is alive. Mama Ai is dead, and Malik has the whole house that was left to him, her magic powers, as he's going through Cayman University, trying to figure out his new abilities, trying to figure out what's going on with his mom. Amongst that, he's going through turmoil with his friend Savon.
I still can't stand
he's
Savon.
He's going through a love triangle, and just a bunch of stuff happens in this book that you guys are gonna love. It was definitely my first of the year because we waited a whole year for this book, and it did not disappoint. So I'm gonna go with a Darion Williams, Bones at the Crossroad. That's my first one. What about your second?
Okay, my second book is a romance book, and this is called Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I absolutely love this book. If you've seen the movie Daddy's Little Girls, where Gabriel Union and Idris Elba are dating, and that dynamic where she's a lawyer, he's a mechanic, she makes more money, he has children to take care of, they are in 2 different places in their lives, but they really meet and they connect. You would absolutely love Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. It's very, very similar. This woman is a doctor. She goes to this small town. Her tire gets messed up. She meets this guy who helps her. They have a amazing night together, and that starts the beginning of their relationship. Now, she's older than him. She is a doctor. He has a loyalty to this small town that he grows up in. He's like the mayor. He runs everything. So there are some complications in their relationship, but there's plenty of yearning. There's understanding. Nice smut scene. Why don't you want to call them smut? Because they're in love. So nice love scenes. The chemistry between these characters is off the chart. And this is just one of the stories that I ended 2025 still thinking about the sizzling chemistry between the characters in that book. Absolutely one of my top 5 of 2025.
I got you. That's what's up. That's what's up. For my second book, I'm going to go with my girl, my favorite author of all time, Frida McFadden. I'm going to go with her book, The Intruder. The Intruder follows young, what's her name? Ella, and something else. Ella, hold on, because we got to make sure we goddamn do this right. Now this is my girl, Casey and Ella. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Casey and Ella, right? Follows a young older lady, Casey, who was a school teacher who gets kicked out of her school because she did something not with the students but in protection of the students. But we also get, it's dual POVs. We also get another POV of Ella, a girl who kind of rumbles into her cabin in the woods damn near on a late night where a storm hits and it knocks out all the power, and it's damn near a T5 storm, blizzard storm. in this, she is in there with the girl who is legit 730 crazy, who has a knife, who's ready to just cut her up as she thinks. And we're seeing their stories through two different POVs. And the ending is not one that we expected. A lot of things happen in this book. People getting killed, people getting hit in the head with rocks, right? People getting burnt, thrown in closets. It was a lot going on. But
y'all should check out the episode. We covered it. So if you want to know what it's about, we covered this on the Key and J Book podcast. So go listen and watch the episodes as you read it. Okay.
My second book is by my girl, Frida McFadden, most definitely The Intruder. What about your third book?
Okay, my third book, oh my gosh, I could not wait to talk about this book. Most importantly, because it's not even out yet, so I'm giving y'all the inside scoop, okay? This book is called The Duke. It's by author Anna Cohen, and it is an LGBTQ romance. So I know, oh my gosh, this book was just amazing. It had all the things. Let me give you the basic plot. Girl and girl, you know how to say girl meets boy, girl meets girl.
Nah,
I'm so childish. Okay, girl meets girl. They have an amazing night because one of them is actually a prostitute. Now, this book takes place way. I know it's crazy. This book takes place long time again when there are dukes, you know? Anyway, girl meets girl. They have a night. The other girl leaves her, and then she finds her again much later, and she basically blackmails her. Like, you are the duke. You slept with me, and you left me. You left me hanging. Now, I know your deep, dark secret. I even have paper proof of it. And if you don't want me to tell anybody, then you better do exactly as I say. I want to be reintroduced into society as a young lady, you know, because she's a hooker. Like, she wants love, she wants attention, she wants affection. She's not going to get that if people know that she's a hooker. So she uses the Duke, which is another woman. She's a stud, basically, a beautiful stud, and they fall in love. And I don't want to ruin it because there's a lot of twists, a lot of turns. There's a lot of political maneuverings, betrayal. Like, it was just a fantastic read. It had yearning because these two characters couldn't be together. You know, it had, like I said, betrayal, like political things, like family. Oh, it just had all the things. And the only critique of this book is that I don't have it in paperback or hardcover because it actually hasn't been officially released. It is coming out next year. It's definitely one that y'all want to stay tuned for because I absolutely loved it. I can't even talk about it without smiling because it was good. It was really good.
All right, man. For my third book, this is one book that you put me on. This is The
Serpent?
Of course.
My gosh, yes!
Serpent in the Wings of Night, which follows Araya and Rain and Vincent. And they're in the Nightborn King's court, in his court, and it's a whole, what you want to call it? It's a whole tournament that's about to take place, and you get something if you win. You get a wish from basically Nyaxia, right? And this whole thing, a vampire and a human have to work together because Araya is a human, and she has to enter this tournament because her father, Vincent, who is the vampire's king, she wants to do something to protect him and her. And almost, I don't want to ruin that part, but it's a lot of treachery in the book. It's a lot of vampire lore in the book. It's a lot of serpent in the book. If you know, you know. And it's like a romantic, gothic.
Like a
romanticy type deal, a book with a lot of action, right? A lot of action. Oh, poor Ibrahim. But things happen.
I know.
Things happen, right? So that book was that was a 5-star read for me. So Carissa Broadbent, and we're going to get into, we're going to lock in with her book. We got the second book coming up next year. You know, it's a lot in store for y'all next year. But if I would tell y'all, if you need a fantasy to read, if you can't get over Fourth Wing, right? If you can't get over Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, whatever, you can go into that Carissa Broadbent series, The Serpent in the Wings of Night, for sure.
Okay.
What about
is it my turn again?
Yeah,
okay. I can't wait. This one is a mystery, but it's also called like a romantic thriller. That's like a new genre that I've really been into. Mia Sheridan is the queen of this, by the way. And this book is called Where the Blame Lies. Jay, I feel like you would love this book, but I think anybody would love this book, but especially you. Jay is my mystery man. Like, he loves mystery books just like I do. Thrillers, this book is so good. So, old girl gets kidnapped. She's held for many, many years. She is continuously raped, sexually assaulted by this man before she escapes. But while she was in captivity, she ends up getting pregnant. Now, he takes her baby. She doesn't know where this baby is. She escapes. It's her life's mission to, of course, find this baby. But the man who they believe held her captive ended up killing himself. They think, okay, it's over. She'll never find her child. But then another young woman is found in a dungeon chained to a wall, just like old girl was. And they realized somebody is still out here doing this. Either the man who killed himself wasn't the right guy, or we got a copycat. And that's all I can really tell you without spoiling the story. But this book, not only was it suspenseful, mysterious, thrilling, because the things that happen to these women, there's no fun about it. It's cruel, it's traumatic, but it was also heartbreaking. Like, imagine having a child out there and not knowing where that child is. Imagine possibly finding the child, but wanting to give them a better life. So there's nothing you can do to help you. Like, the book was just extremely emotional. Lizzie and Zach in this book, they are the main characters, and they were one of my favorite couples, Jay. Like, this is a mystery book. It's a thriller book, and yet the author expertly added romance that made the book come alive. It's one of my favorite books of all time, but especially one of my favorite books of 2025. Again, Where the Blame Lies, Mia Sheridan. She's one of my favorite authors, and this book was absolutely fantastic.
All right. For my fourth, go pick that up, y'all. For my fourth, I'm going to go with Jaquel. I'm going to go with her whole Capone series, book 1, 2, and 3, as we just covered for the last month of December.
Yep.
If y'all know it follows Capone, who is the head of his family while his brother's locked up. And it's an urban fiction, and it's a 5-star read. Each book is a 5-star read. I was being stingy with my bookmarks, but it follows Capone, who is in beef with the old boss who he used to work for named Triller. And they're going back and forth because Triller can't seem to keep his head down and just get his little bit of money that Capone allowed him to get. But inside of this comes treachery, comes deceit. It's not your typical urban fiction. It's love. It is death in the book. There is tragedy in the book. There is some funny parts in the book. And we just did, and listen, if you don't believe us, go back and listen to our last 3 podcasts or the last 2 podcasts that we did, and just check out that book for yourself. Jaquel wrote a masterpiece. Out of all of these books that I've mentioned on my read, this is definitely a 5-star read. All 3 books. You have the whole series to go and read. And watch how a real man in Capone takes care of his family and takes care of his family in the house and take care of his business in the street. You want to see both? You want to see somebody juggle both, while shooting at some dudes in Delaware and him saying, I'm going to be home, baby. When she called me, I'm going to always pick up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To him, to him putting in work, punching somebody in the chest day one, caving in the chest in, you know what I mean? So if you want to, she's an awesome, amazing writer. I'm not going to categorize her and put it into one. She's an amazing author. She's an amazing writer. So please go check out that book series, Capone, written by Jaquel. That's my 4th one. What about your 5th one? And bring it home for us, Kate.
I mean, I feel like Jay already said what needs to be said. This was a very hard choice for me because Jay said we're doing top 5. I'm not going to lie to you. The Capone series, I loved every single one of the first 3 books. So that's why my final top 5 reads is just like Jay said. I combined all 3 of them into one. The Capone series. I have not been obsessed with the series in a really long time. I have not rated a series 5 out of 5, like in a very, very long time. And the fact that this book just grabbed hold of me, everything that Jay said, I'm mirroring everything he said. The series is amazing. The writing is amazing. Jaquel's talent with her words, amazing. I was so wrapped up in the story. Like, even now, it's like, it sticks with me. Like, I find myself saying dookie booty sometimes, that was one of the lines in the book, so just everything that Jay said, but that was my 5th and final top read. It was just that entire series, because I don't think it's fair if the top 3 was all 3 Jaquel books. And I literally just read the book, so I definitely want to touch on I want to touch on the other ones, but I could not end the year without giving Jaquel her kudos for that series. It was amazing. Absolutely. And Jay, what is your last and final pick?
I keep it in. It was between 2. I thought it was going to be, it could have been The Resort, the book that you put me on. Great ending. Great ending. Between Cass and all of the crew. But I'm going to have to bring it back to my girl Frida, man. I'm going to have to bring it back to my girl Frida, The Inmate.
The Inmate. You did tell me about that one.
The Inmate was really good. It follows a nurse practitioner, Brooke Sullivan, who has to go into a maximum security prison to work as a nurse. And she basically is in the maximum security prison that she put her ex-boyfriend away for the rest of his life. So now she has to work in there and he's in there, and it's a lot of things that happen because one night, on a fateful night, ex-boyfriend is accused of murdering all of her friends with the exception of one and her.
Oh, hell.
Right? And she thinks That's what she saw him doing the crime. He's trying to convince her that he would never hurt her or any of their friends. Was it the kindergarten teacher or the school teacher, or was it Shane? Like, which one was it? And Frida takes you on a crazy twist. And then when you finally get to the end about what happened that night, on that fateful night, we're going to figure out not all is what it seems that cracked up to be.
I mean, but that's how Frida's books is, seriously. You be thinking, okay, I kind of know. You get to the end and you're like, what the hell? Like, I never saw this coming. I keep telling you, I need to go check out her book. So, like, I need to get on it. That's one of Jay's favorite authors. I've read like 3 books. I did go see The Housemaid. Jay, I'm not going to spoil it for Jay because I don't think he's went to see it yet.
No, I ain't going to see it. I read the book, but I ain't going to see it yet, though.
See, I need to read the book. That's my problem. I haven't read the book yet.
All 3 books is crazy. All 3 books is crazy.
I heard
they're crazy. But we could have went top 10, y'all, but we're going to do top 5 maybe next year in 2026. As we a full year in our pod, we'll do top cuz we did 6 months. So I figured 6 months, half the year, top 5, right?
Top 5. That makes sense.
And next year when we finish in the book, we'll do it. You know you the queen. You know you the queen.
Okay.
Who knows what's going to happen, but these are the books that we've read thus far. If you're lucky to check out a couple of books that we actually read that we're talking about now that's on our page. Do you want to give an honorable mention to a book before we get out of here?
Ooh, honorable mention. Yes. I would love to give an honorable mention to an entire series by Catherine Webb. It's called the Park Brothers series. My goodness. I kind of feel like I cheated her a little bit because Catherine Webb is now one of my favorite authors. I just got introduced to this author this year. But the Park Brothers series is an interracial romance series, 5 Korean brothers, and they're beautiful, thick, and curvy women. And the series is about navigating interracial relationships and what it means to be plus size in a society where people are always making comments about your body. And then the racism and job issues that Koreans may face in their respective fields. Love the series, love the author, really good smut scenes, really intelligent characters. They leap off the page. The series is amazing. The 5th and final book will be out next year. I literally cannot wait. But yes, I could not end it without mentioning my girl, Catherine Webb, who I consider a friend, actually. Her books are absolutely fantastically amazing. So yes, what about you, Jake? Honorable mention. Are you going to say The Resort?
No.
Okay,
Look, I was going to say The Result, right? I was. And I was just thinking like, yo, what can I do for honorable mention? What can I do? No, you know what? I'm going to go for The Result because that was our first book that we did that opened it up. It follows 5 friends. They're in a deserted island, Thailand. You know what I'm saying? And what was her name? It was Cass. It was...
That's the thing. I remember the plot.
It was 5 characters. It was a girl that ended up dead. She was pushed off the mountain. Just came there to try to figure out what was going on.
Cass was one of the characters.
No, Cass was one of the characters. She was Brooke? It was Brooke. It was Brooke. It was Cass and Brooke. 2 different POVs. Brooke was the person who was a social media enthusiast, influencer who also came to that island to seek out something. Can't tell you what she came to seek out, but Cass is with the remnants, right? The remnants.
The Revenants.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. They had a group that they called themselves.
And basically this group was basically Americans and other people who left because they was guilty of something. And to go to this island, they had to kind of lay low and kind of build up again from the ground up. And when Brooke gets there, she kind of topsy-turvies everything, and a lot of things happen, and we find out that not all of her friends are actual saints. Some of them are sinners, if that makes sense.
They got some secrets.
Some very good secrets, but that's one of my honorable mentions. If y'all could check out our resort review. I'm sorry, we can't read the characters off top. We read a lot of books this year, and it's hard to keep up
I read
with
so
a lot
many
of characters. Right. But that was our top 5 for the year of 2025. Shout out to my co-host Key, who's been riding with me for the last 6-7 months. We've been holding it down, and she's just amazing in everything that what she do. I couldn't have found a better co-host. It was really nobody else.
Stop.
Once I laid eyes on her page.
Now I'm getting shy. Oh my god.
Once I laid eyes on her page, I knew she was the book partner that I needed. And y'all know I take this book thing very serious, and it was always going to be her. Appreciate you for locking in with me day in and day out, going through this pod, putting this pod up there in your life, and, you know, just thankful and can't wait to see what happens in 2026 with my homie. key.
Jay, you know I can't end it without also thanking you. You know, I was just a wee little girl on TikTok making book videos when Jay said, hey, would you like to be a guest? Actually, would you like to be my co-host? And I've never got asked to do something like this. And Jay has been such an amazing teacher. The way he edits our videos, he does all the editing, by the way. You know, he runs most of our social media pages. Like, he's really, really great at it. He's an amazing teacher. He's been showing me the ropes. Even before I came onto this podcast, I just want to shout out Jay because he has so much success before I even came on. And I was just honored that he even had asked me to be a part of it. And I've had so much fun having somebody who loves books as much as I do. And we can talk and we can play and we can have fun. And the fact that, you know, this is my brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we doing it big. Right. We got some good stuff coming for 2026. So I just want to say thank you to Jay as well for bringing me along. And I could not be happier. And I'm so excited for what the new year brings. So
appreciate you.
Of course, anytime.
Well, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to your family. We wish everybody blessings. We can't wait till we see what happens next year. Top of the year, we got an episode. We got a popping episode coming out for y'all top of the year. So we working. Y'all gonna get this on Monday. And then y'all gonna get the end of book Cabone 3. And then we starting off the new year ground and running, man. We're gonna start off the new year running. And again, Happy New Year, everybody. Be safe. She's that reader. I'm just a speaker. Peace.